I want to talk about this Serena Williams issue with her alleged skin bleaching fail or makeup fail. This is a good situation to speak to in a backdrop. That's why you're getting a lot of pushback from a lot of the woke black YouTube and social media commentators and content providers. They are attacking this from a certain angle, and I'm going to protect it from I'm going to talk about it from that angle, and I'm going to talk about it from some other angles as well, just to give you guys a perspective, some of the black people's perspective, and non-black people who may find this video, and give you some perspective of what's going on. Okay, just a little backdrop. Serena Williams was taking a picture with her husband, and her face does not match her line. It does not match her body content, and it's off. It's very very light. It looks white, and a lot of things could have happened in the video. I'm not saying that Serena Williams allegedly wanted to do this on person or anything like that. I think what happened is, you got to understand a person like Serena Williams has an Instagram, she has a Snapchat, she has a Facebook and things like that. But she doesn't upload on those on her own. Somebody's doing that, and when she goes out to certain places, she might, I don't know how this is set up, but these things pay for certain things. Like if I want to take a trip, if I'm in the business, I'm in the game, and I want to do some stuff, I'm taking photos or whatever, and I'm doing it for a company, and I got a trip coming up, I want them to pay for the trip. So they're going to pay me for my endorsement or whatever, and I got to post it on my Instagram, they're going to pay me, I'm going to take my husband, we're going to go certain places or whatever. And so we show up, the makeup person's supposed to be there, do the makeup and take care of it, and you're out of there. So a lot of times they may show up and they may not know who's there. Somebody may be doing the makeup or something like that. And then she takes the picture and then they bounce. But the problem is, that you may not know who you're getting the job done by. Now, some people have their own makeup artists and things like that. And so if she came out and said, I sat down in front of the person did my makeup, I thought it was going to be good. We took pictures and then I left. And when I went to go check my Instagram, because they uploaded it on my Instagram, it looked all fucked up. And I immediately took it down and I said, hey, this isn't good. I can believe that. I can believe that just coming from the business perspective. But the problem is it's coming from a person like Serena Williams. So Serena Williams is definitely, she has an alpha personality. She's definitely very assertive. She's a matter of fact kind of person. So for something like that to happen to Serena, it was a lot of mistakes that were happening and got posted online, and she found out about it and saw it as an embarrassment, took it down, really went to the endorsement company and said, hey, look, this ain't right. You need to fix this. And then, they put a picture of it back up and took care of it. The problem is that she's in an interracial relationship. And in the black community, a lot of times there's a stigma about interracial relationships, and in reference to the black person being, maybe he doesn't fit in with the black community, or he has low self-esteem about himself and he doesn't like his mother, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of it for the black women as well. They want to be white or something like that. They look at it as the white culture as a better culture and things like that. And that's a self-esteem issue that some people try to, put on other people. Is it there? Nah, no, I don't think so. But, some people maybe, but Like, I don't know if it's prevalent. You know what I mean? Like that. Some people like who they like. If you go like other places up north, some people tend to like who they like, and it is what it is. If you grow up around certain type of people, you grow up around certain type of people. She must marry who she married or whatever. It is what it is. I know she has some negative shit to say. I heard allegedly about black people or black men in general, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Like that's up for y'all to decide in the comment section. But there are some ways that look, be proud of who the fuck you are. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a black man. I'm going to be proud of who I am. You be proud of who you are. If you're in an interracial relationship, be in an interracial relationship. Be proud of who you are, but be proud that you're in an interracial relationship. That's okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like, in today's woke world where people speak out against the police and stuff like that, a lot of times people try to overdo it and they try to say, well, I want to speak out against the police. I want to speak out for injustice, but I'm in this interracial relationship and I don't feel like I have to. Or some people are call me out, call you a hypocrite. It's just be genuine to who you are and understand that you got but also understand that you got a white wife too. You don't want to get out there and say, fuck the white man and all this other stuff, and then you married to a white woman. You know what I mean? Like you go to your white parents. That's a lot of the problem in today's woke era. People like to protest against certain things, and they're not living what they're true to. You know what I mean? Like these, you know what I mean? Like when people sound off about certain things, like, the big knock on a lot of guys is that, you can't, I don't know, like, and I'm gonna tread lightly on the subject because I know a lot of people are gonna feel some type of way. The issue that a lot of people have with a Colin Kaepernick would be because Colin Kaepernick is, one, he's half white and half black, and two, he has white parents. That's an issue with a lot of white America because white America looks at him as, well, we raised you and you sat up there and you're protesting black, you son of a bitch. Now, if it were Deshaun Jackson or some pro-black motherfucker they would just ignore you. They wouldn't, they would ignore you. Seriously, they would really ignore you. But because it's Colin Kaepernick and he's protested, and Trump, he made it about the flag more than the actual protest. It ignites a lot of people because it's like he's coming from a place where I know you guys are racist. I'm calling you out on it. I'm calling everybody out at the barbecue. You know what I mean? Because I'm the half black, half white son, and I'm calling out, the family on it. And I guarantee you, some people may not believe me, but if it were a different guy, if it were just a really black guy, dark-skinned black guy who had black parents, people would ignore that. They would say, hey, we need to talk about that. But in general, they would ignore it. They would ignore it because they wouldn't want to seem like they were racist or anything like that. But they speak on Colin Kaepernick because Colin Kaepernick, he's kind of like one of them. You know what I mean? Like he grew up in a white neighborhood to white parents. He had a very Caucasian upbringing. I think his first black girlfriend was when he was a professional athlete, or maybe the end of his college. You know what I mean? Like, so he didn't even have black girlfriends. He had white girlfriends. He grew up in a white society. And if you would have met him in high school and you only knew him in high school, you'd be like, well, damn, where the fuck did that come from? I guess he grew into that because he was just with me. You know what I mean? Like, so being in a interracial relationship, you have to be observant of a lot of things. And you gotta you're with this person. So I'm assuming you have feelings for this person. That person has to support you and you have to support them in certain ways. And, being pro-black is just only going to complicate. Like, I'm not saying don't be proud of who you are, but being a standout, we going to take it to the white man. It complicates things. Serena Williams is a bit of a social justice warrior. She's an activist. She speaks on racism, but she's more on women's rights. But a lot of black people, especially a lot of black women, attach themselves to Serena Williams because she's a symbol of power. And she is a symbol of power. And she's a powerful woman. And she's to be respected because she is a role model. And she conducts herself as a professional. She's in an interracial relationship, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, and there's nothing wrong with it. And but I think a lot of YouTubers, the woke sphere, they're going to take it and run with it. Tariq Nasheed and things like that, they're going to say, hey, the whole Zaddy thing is wrong. And, I like Tariq Nasheed because he points out a lot of things. And I would encourage everybody to get the Hidden Colors documentaries and get all of those, get the butt breaking and look at a lot of those things because a lot of the history needs to be taught. But sometimes with the woke guys, you got to kind of tone it down because you can't really listen to when it talks about interrelational relationships from a guy like Tariq Nasheed because Tariq Nasheed's wife is also interracial. She's mixed. You know what I mean? Like, so you can't really get into all of that because Tariq Nasheed will tell you one thing and he had a video, don't trust white women, don't do this with white women can't be trusted. He talked for 2 hours. That video was 2 hours long about Why not to trust white women, how treacherous white women were, and that man literally he closes his laptop and kisses his mixed wife. He'll take his kids over to go play with his white grandmother. Don't trust white women unless they're your kid's grandmother. Then you take them over to your house. You know what I mean? Like, so I take it in stride. You know what I mean? Like, because, you know what I mean? Like, behind every racist, there's a nigga in their closet, and every black folk, there's a white motherfucker in their closet. So you can't really take them for face value because you got to be 100% all the time. And sometimes it's just murky like that. And but for this, I don't think that's something that it's not going to stop Serena Williams from doing what she do. It's kind of embarrassing because the makeup was off and it made her look white. And there is a skin bleaching issue with like people in like, you know, different countries like Africa or like the continent of Africa in certain countries, you know, some people like the skin bleach or they look at white as the status for, you know, the status for beauty. And, you know, in the Dominican Republic, you know, some people, they like the bleach their skin. They want their skin to be very, very fair. They don't like being dark. That's a different topic about self-esteem, and they're trying to tie it onto her. It's not her. She's been dark-skinned. She's going to stay dark-skinned. She's black as fuck. She can't bleach. It's not going to happen. She'd look like a fucking ghost. She's too goddamn black for that. She gonna stay that complexion for the rest of her life. She might as well get used to it. Look at her daddy, look at her mama, look at her goddamn sisters. They dark as shit. They're gonna be that way. There's beauty in them. They're beautiful. And they're not gonna, but that is what it is. You're dark skinned. Be proud of it, own it, work it. You know what I mean? Like, do what you gotta do. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. People get on TV every day with different you know, different ailments. Their face may be scarred up and they have cysts or tumors all over their body, and you know they're owning it and they're taking pride of it every day, and they're bringing a beauty to their body. It is what it is. You do the same thing. Be proud of who you are. Don't go out there and try to be somebody you're not. And if you're dating a white person, you ain't got to be white. Be who you are. They like you who you are. Be who you are. It is what it is. But it's okay to date outside interracially. Just don't try to you know, some people feel insecure because they're dating a white person. They may feel like a sellout, so they got to overdo it on the woke shit. You ain't got to overdo it. Or overdo it on the anti-black shit, too. Making racial jokes and laughing at racial shit. I'm like, come on, man. You playing yourself in front of white folks. You playing yourself because you the minority. They laughing at your people. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, don't play yourself. I've seen black people do that. I've seen black women do that too. Be with the white guys, want to make racial jokes about black people, those negative stereotypes and shit like that. That's nonsense. Be proud of who you are, no matter who you are. You know what I mean? Like, and that's something for everybody to learn. But that's just my topic on that for today. Definitely, I don't think there's nothing to worry about here. I think that she's a very proud woman. They probably just had a gaffe in the makeup. She probably tried to try something new. It wasn't going to work. She ain't finna bleach her skin. She can't successfully do anything like that. She's too dark. So it would make her look very, very weak. So y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. But she took the picture down, so obviously she was embarrassed by it. But we'll go from there then. Peace.